So to help fund this segment of the Corvette build, I bought a 1994 Ford Aspire. $350 whole. Started cleaning it up. That's really what's wrong with it. It needs tires. But, oh my god. Put this fucking man in jail. Let's see what the back looks like. I already cleaned one side of it. So I kind of got it like this. And after a little while of cleaning, it's coming out okay. Clean up that side of the dashboard and console a little bit, but what a fucking pig. Unbelievable. So, we'll figure out how much we can sell it for later on. I mean, even look at the seat. It's disgusting. The other one was just like it. It's just wet right now, so it looks a little splotchy. Oh my god. But yeah, that is fucking horrific. So all we're going to do with this car, air filter, spark plugs and wires, cap and rotor, and the fuel filter. Came out to like $40 for all of it, and I think it's going to run fucking awesome. Otherwise I got $300 into new tires. And we're going to try and sell it by the end of the week. I had a really weird problem with idling bad, and I wonder if that 6 inches of sand and dirt is what's doing it. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. That's out of control. I really hope you can see how bad this is. It is horrific in there. Oh my god. That's the worst throttle body I've ever seen in my life. So I actually ended up spraying out the mass airflow sensor and the throttle body, which is pretty clean now. It's not so bad. Could be a little better, but it beats the shit out of how it was. I bet it'll actually idle right with that mass airflow sensor cleaned. And the throttle body, I bet it clogged up, or I don't know. Once it warmed up, it ran like crap. So I'm gonna change the spark plugs, wires, cap and rotor, and start it up, and then we'll do the fuel filter after. So we got the whole tune-up done. Let's see if it starts for one. Throttle response is better, that's for sure. Not that 63 horsepower is fucking incredible, but tune-up worked. I'm gonna sell it now. So I did end up selling that little car, the little red Aspire, which you'll see here. Wide open throttle. There we go. We are at warp speed for $800 and made a little bit of money, but I ended up selling it because we needed a truck to move with, which is over there. Rusty little Minnesota truck. So first things first, I'm going to replace the gasket in here and tighten that little guy up. going to put in the skip shift eliminator, and I do have oil for an oil change. No, I don't. Let me take that back. I do have fluid for a transmission fluid change. I just got regular Valvoline Dextron 3 compatible ATF fluid, and it should be plenty good for the limited track use that the car sees. I'd also like to do a brake fluid flush. And just like the clutch fluid, I got the Lucas synthetic brake fluid, .4 rated. The last thing I got is a little bit more Lucas synthetic 7590 gear oil for the rear end. I'm going to put a note below whether or not you need to have the additive in it, because it is an anti-lock rear end, and some synthetic fluids need it, some don't. It doesn't look like I bought it, so I'd imagine on the back here, yeah, I'll show you in the light here. Before everyone says need the additive, contains a special synthesized additive package that ensures less gear rattle, less whine, a longer bearing life due to better lubrication, blah blah blah. No GM limited slip additive in here. So, like I said, first step, get it up in the air, and we'll get to work. So first things first, I got the car up in the air, and it's really leveled. You only got like a ½ inch front or back that you can move the jack stands. And as you'll see, it is right in the money. As you probably know, you want it level, so if you do drain the fluid and you refill it, it will be at the proper level. First thing we're going to do is install this West Coast Corvette skip shift eliminator. You buy the kit, it comes with 2 little tie wraps, zap straps, zip ties, whatever you want to call them, and small instructions. It's more or less going to fool the car into thinking that it is locking out the skip shift eliminator, locking out of second gear, and it should be a real easy install. So we'll get under the car, plug it in, and off we go. We'll tie it up out of the way, and hopefully that that amateur stuff won't happen in public anymore. So when we get under the car, it's going to be a gray connector, and coincidentally when I looked under the car, it's actually labeled skip shift. So if we go under here, look up high, you will see skip shift right there. So I'll take the plug off, and the skip shift eliminator is going to go into the transmission. The 2 tie wraps are to keep that harness out of the way after. So, the little movie magic, there is the male part of the plug. There it is. Here's the male part of the plug in the transmission. The female portion, the black collar, is there. And it's tie wrapped. I'll add 1 or 2 more. I did break the little clip off trying to get it off. It was evidently quite brittle and took not a lot of effort, and it snapped right off. So next thing, we'll drain and fill the transmission. We'll service that. Then, like anything, make sure you crack the fill plug first, so if you do dump it, you know you'll at least be able to get the fluid back in. So on a C6 manual transmission, this is a T56. Fill plug's on the driver's side up high. The drain plug is on the passenger side down low. Let's see if she comes free. There it goes. Now, maybe a little will come out, and that's alright. I got floor dry and things like that, so not too worried about a little bit of splooge. And it must have been perfectly full. Anyways, just a drop. Really black though. Wow. looks like oil. So good thing we're changing this. It's not been changed since I've owned it, and it's probably not the previous owner either. He didn't seem to care for the car much. So I'll get a drain pan under here and we'll empty her out. Yep, that's gonna go too. So ideally, I will get a ATF bath. Both hands here, just in case. There it goes. Made a little bit of a mess. So that was pink at one time. Jesus Christ. That is black. So while the transmission's draining, I'm going to replace the busted ass halogen light with 2 LED replacement reverse lights. So now that we got it drained, both fill plugs, the fill and drain plugs are the same, and I cleaned them up pretty good. Whoa, not gonna focus. There we go. Fill plugs are both pretty clean. And I got 5 quarts of this Dextron 3, which is what GM calls for. I didn't go with any exotic fluid because I feel that it's like a never-ending thing that people talk about. What fluid's best? Everyone has their own opinion. I'm just going with what the factory recommends because they put some thought into it. Maybe there's something better, and fair enough, but whatever you might say is good, someone else is going to say is shit. So, I got Valvoline, Dex Mercon. Yeah, it's Dextron 3. And I got the cheapest suction gun that I could buy. I think it was like 10 bucks. Flexible little hose on it. And I think it's going to fit the bill. So I'll get under the car, fill it up until it starts puking out. And that's it for the transmission service. Well, sorry for the bad angle, but that's where she's got to be. Take a stab at the first one here. Depending how careful I am, it'll be fairly clean. And I mean barely. So that's going to be the process. Fill plugs reinstalled. Dextron 3 it was pouring out when I filled it in. Other than that, I can move back to the differential and do the same thing, drain and repeat. Up there, let me zoom in. That's the fill plug. On the bottom is the drain plug. So once again, I will crack the fill plug first and the drain plug second. Oh, that was easy. Let's get her all the way off. So luckily, top drain plug came off great. Got the drain bucket in position for the bottom plug. Okay, alright, it came loose. That was terrifying. Here we go. I suspect this is going to be disgusting. Let it drop. Just like that. Pretty milky, like you'd expect. Looks like it hasn't been changed in a while, which is, you know, as expected, looking at the transmission fluid too. So, let this drain out and go from there. So the transmission's full. A little bit of a struggle to get the top drain plug in, well, fill plug. Drain plug's in. Looks like it's bone dry. So we've changed the transmission fluid, differential fluid. We installed the Shift Eliminator, as well as installing the LED reverse lights.